all right. Hey, welcome. It's Thursday night. It's your boy Big, along with my co-host Krista, and I'm telling you, better have your popcorn ready because it is the Game On, Get Paid Power Hour, and we are coming to you live. We're gonna kick this show off. It's exciting. We're gonna tell you all about Game Loot Network and the opportunity that you're going to have to be part of something that is absolutely going to be huge. And we're going to do it on this very first show. Again, go out, go to the kitchen, get your popcorn, because we're going to kick it off in about 2 minutes. I'm telling you, Big's about to put on a show, and I'm going to drag Krista kicking and screaming along with me. And like I said, we're here to tell you all about Game Loot Network. We are excited to be part of this kickoff. There's some amazing things happening with this company, and it's not going to be us that tells you about it. Tonight, we have a special guest, and that is the CEO, the man himself, the top dog, the Game Loot King dude. That's Mr. Lance Baker, and I'm going to introduce him a little bit later, have him come out, and Chris and I are actually going to grill him up and down, ask him all about Game Loot Network, and you're going to understand why we're so excited. You're going to understand why I said, get your popcorn ready, because as my man Ray Lewis said, we're about to put on a show. Now, all of you out there who've watched shows before with me know that I get excited about an opportunity like this because it's all about you getting an opportunity to build a business. And when you have an opportunity in a direct sales program like this that is the possibility of being viral, it excites me. It excites me so much that everybody knows I bring out the money hammer. And tonight, me, Krista, and my man Lance Baker, we're going to hit you with the money hammer. And what is the money hammer all about? It just simply means that if you have the opportunity to hustle, to work the business, you're going to see amazing things happen. And in the future, starting next week, we're going to be bringing on real live, and I don't like to call them average people because these people actually hustle. They work their business, and they certainly are finding an opportunity in Game Loot Network. And when they do, I love to hit them with the money hammer because it's an opportunity to build your business. And starting next week, real live average, if you will, people are going to come on and share their story, how they got involved with Game Loot Network, why they're so excited about it. And guess what? What's also different from all the other gurus out there, we do something that a lot of them don't. I mean, you'll see all types of payment proofs or people flashing cash, on how they're doing great. But guess what you don't see? You don't see live feeds of their back office. That way you know it's live. You know it's real. When we show you our results, it's not photoshopped, it's real. And that's what we do. And I like to call it proof, progress, and results. Because unlike all the gurus out there with the shiny suits and the big cap teeth and the $3,000 sunglasses, we're real, we're raw, and we're just like you to show you that it can be done. And so tonight, we're not only going to have our interview with my man Lance, we're also going to open up our back office, show you exactly what we're doing, how we're doing it, and letting you know that you can too. That's the key here. This is something that anyone, and I mean anyone, even you, can do it. So, if you haven't done it already, make sure you get your popcorn because this show's about to start. And if your baby mama, if your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your kids are all bothering you, tell them to go away. Because what you're about to hear over the next 55 minutes is going to be something that's going to change your life. It's going to change your finances. Not only are those, baby mamas and wives and husbands and girlfriends and all going to thank you, you're going to thank us also because it's an opportunity to do something that you're going to enjoy and have fun with. So, without further ado, let me stop. Let me fade back here a little bit, cut the testosterone a little bit. I got the money hammer, love it, love firing people up because as you can tell, I'm passionate about helping people make money. But the great thing about having someone like Krista on the show is, she can come in here and cut the testosterone, kind of push back the chest hair a little bit and to kind of bring this down a little bit. Right, Krista? Come on out and say hello to everyone.
Can you hear me?
Whoa, whoa. How's that for an intro?
Well, at least it's better than the last one. But I'm really, really excited to be on this call with you tonight. This is my first ever show, and I have to say, yeah, this is awesome. I really enjoyed the last one, and I hope that I'll get better at them. But anyway, I'll just cut down your testosterone right now, and I just wanted to say hi to Lance. I know that you've been getting a lot of questions from us and our team, and I'd just like to thank you, I guess, for being so patient with us and so supportive.
Awesome. Thank you, Krista. I told you, see, Big comes in like a bull in a china shop, knocking stuff over. But again, I love what I do. And then there's Krista, and she's like, hey, everyone, come on, let's go bake some cookies. But, yes, I absolutely concur with you. We want to thank Lance not only for working with us, but also taking time out of his busy schedule, because not only did he do a full day today at the office, but he also quickly basically grabbed something to eat and is joining us on this show to basically tell you all about Game Loot Network. Now, if you're sitting there scratching your head going, Big, Krista, what the hell is Game Loot Network? Game Looney Tune Network sounds more like it, the way you guys are going on and on. But honestly, it's a totally different concept, but once Lance explains to you, you're going to go, oh, wow, that light bulb's going to go off on why we're so excited about this opportunity. So here's what I'm going to do. I got some popcorn to eat. I'm sure you do. I'm going to bring out my man Lance. I'm going to have him come out and talk a little bit about himself, and then we'll go into a Q&A type mode, and hopefully by the end of this, and I know by the end of this, you'll be as excited as we are. And so what I'm going to say before he gets talking about Game Loot Network, if this is the first time you're watching the show, well, it is because it's the first show, but if someone brought you here, okay, and shared a link with you and basically wanted you to see what's going on, to introduce you to Game Loot Network, make sure that you get back to that person, and if you're wanting to join the Game Loot Network team, okay, make sure you work with that person, all right? That's all we ask. If you're watching this on replay, someone shared the link with you because you're not watching it live, I'm going to ask the same thing, right, Krista? We want people to get back to the people that are sharing the show, because that's important to us. So without further ado, and because I'm hungry and this popcorn looks good, Lance, you want to unmute yourself and come on out, my man? I know you were about to take a drink, but that's not how it works. Lance, how you doing, my man?
Hey, good. You guys should have warned me. I should have got my 5-hour energy out and keep up with you guys.
Whoa! Let's do it, brother. Let's do it.
No, this is a lot of fun. You guys, I need to get this link bookmarked because I want to watch this every week. I'm late at the office. It's been a long day. We got here early this morning on some big projects, and I was ready to go home, but I committed to you guys I was going to do this show, and all my stuff is here. So now I get to stay up for another 5 or 6 hours. You guys got me wired.
Let's go. Come on. Let's hit him with the money hammer, Lance. Let's go. No, we want to thank you, my man. I mean, again, it's excitement. You can hear my dogs barking in the background. They get excited too, because really, when you find out the potential of something like this, you're going to find out that you're going to get excited too. So why don't we just go right into it, Lance? Why don't you kind of give us a little bit of background, who you are, maybe an introduction, kind of like, we're back in school. Hey, I'm Lance, and kind of give people an idea of, where you started, and lead us up to Game Loot Network and what it is.
Perfect. No, I'd love to. I appreciate the opportunity, and hello to everyone out there on Big's show. And I'm proud to be on the first show, the inaugural show. So I appreciate you inviting me. But my name is Lance Baker. I'm the CEO of Game Loot Network, and we started this project really a few years ago. As mobile gaming started to emerge, we saw what was happening with mobile gaming, and we really thought we could do something different. Obviously, the industry itself needs no help. It's a $40 billion industry. It's headed to $100 billion in 3 years. It's exploding, but there's certain things in the industry that can be dramatically improved upon, and that's what we saw. That was our vision when we started building this. And so we the first 18 months to 2 years was just used building the platform, lots of development, lots of testing, but we finally got all the pieces put together approximately April of 2015, and we did Big, you're making me hungry eating the popcorn, man. So we finally got this thing launched May 1st, 2015 in a beta mode.
Next week you'll know to bring your own popcorn, Lance. Go ahead, my man.
BYOP, right?
Yep.
So we launched this in beta. We put a few thousand customers on the platform, a few hundred reps, and we're able to test everything. We knew that we had to have an incredibly strong foundation because this industry was so viral. And so the last 13 months has been our beta period. June 1st of 2016 is when we actually started and launched this compensation plan. And from that point forward, over the last 70 or 80 days, it's been an absolute whirlwind. I mean, we're buckling up and we're hanging on tight because you guys are hard to keep up with. But, you know, really, it goes back to that 13 months of testing. We are really, really, really glad we did that because it's growing like crazy. We're actually pulling back the reins a little bit on opening other countries until we have everything firmly in place. We're trying to be smart and disciplined about what we're doing and roll things out correctly so that this is a long-term opportunity for everybody. But Big, you were asking me yesterday of why or how are we different? And there's a couple things that we saw we knew we could do differently, that we were going to create a blue ocean or a blue ocean strategy. And so we saw that, hey, you know what? Mobile gaming obviously is exploding, but it's typically a fairly lonely experience. With the exception of a handful of games, you download the game on your phone, you play it by yourself, and if you decide you want to get to the next level or you want to get there quicker, you might buy a few upgrades. And so a fraction of the people that are spending a few bucks a month are driving a $40 billion industry. But we saw an opportunity there where we could actually innovate this exploding industry, innovate it with what we call social gaming, where people could actually compete against each other, that they could interact, they could create friends lists within our network, they could actually have an opportunity to win prizes, and all of those things are things that they cannot do anywhere else in the world. And so this wasn't something that we just said, hey, you know what, we could be the first network marketing company in the mobile gaming space. And that wasn't what we did this for initially. We initially did this because we thought we could innovate what was happening in the industry. Then, Big, here's what happened. We got ready to say,
now, Lance, when you say the industry, you're talking the mobile gaming industry, correct?
Correct. Mobile gaming.
Because one of the things is the caveat here, and why we're so excited is, why did you guys bring mobile gaming industry to the direct sales or the network marketing industry?
Well, if you allow me to bore you with a couple statistics here, I think they're going to blow you away.
Okay. Bore me away. Go ahead.
Okay, so we got a $40 billion industry. A half a dozen billion-dollar brands or billion-dollar gaming companies literally create 2/3 of that mobile gaming revenue. The other tens of thousands of game developers and game studios make up the rest. So there's a lot of people out there who have a passion for building high-quality games, but they can't go out and spend the money necessary to get the customers. And here's why. Those billion-dollar brands are driving up advertising costs. You see advertisements at the Super Bowl. You see advertisements all over the TV. Every time you go to a website, you see advertisements for different mobile games. And so the cost to actually get one download equals about $5 in advertising to get one download. Now, here's the crazy part. On average, games have to get 400 downloads times a $5 bill, $2,000 to get one paying customer. So it's a massive amount of money, and that customer might only spend a few bucks. So it's just an incredibly high consumer acquisition cost. So we said, you know what? The perfect way to take this to the market is through the word-of-mouth marketing or the network marketing direct sales space, because we knew we could do it a lot more cost-effectively. We knew the people that are playing the games and sharing the games are the ones that would be the best to get the word out on our behalf. And if we're going to do that, and we're actually going to cut our advertising costs significantly and only pay those costs after we've collected money, we knew we'd have a really special story to share the massive amounts of money in the mobile gaming space with the people that are playing the games and sharing the games.
Awesome. Sorry, kind of cut out there for a second. So we'll talk about this ability to tap into this huge sales force, distributors. Um, what do you think it is that's attracted? I mean, I know our team is just growing astronomically once we show, and we promise we're gonna share all the great things that we keep teasing you about. But Lance, what do you think the attraction to Game Loot Network is, and why you guys are enrolling so many so quickly since the launch in June 1st of 2016? Why is that? Because I'm hearing there are other competitors out there, but you guys are just literally blowing the numbers out of the water on what you projected and what's actually happening. So why do you think that is?
You know, I think our story resonates. You know, building a community that everybody can benefit from, whether it's the people playing the games or the people that are actually building the games. You know, a part of our strategy the first quarter of next year is to start partnering with game developers and let them bring their games to our platform and publish their games and pay them royalties for doing that. And so the story is really resonating. When you think about it, really, the industry, being a multi-billion-dollar industry, is being driven by Facebook invites. And people that are playing the games are sharing these games on Facebook, not because they like the game. Obviously they do, or they wouldn't be playing it, but because they're getting a free upgrade or maybe a few extra lives to send out invitations to their friends through Facebook. And so we said, you know what if we take that same methodology and actually use that same tracking technology and allow people to earn revenue? Not just give them a free extra life or a free upgrade, but let them actually share in the revenue for inviting others to our community. And incidentally, it's a community that offers things that they can't get anywhere else, where they can win prizes, GoPro cameras and laptops and Microsoft Surface and gift cards and those types of things, while they're actually competing and interacting with other people. So those things are unique to the mobile gaming space. And when they get an opportunity to leverage, not leverage is not a good word, but to actually earn money by sharing this instead of just maybe getting a free extra life, they're doing this stuff anyway every single day. They're playing games, they're sharing games. Why not get paid to do it? It just makes a lot of sense for them.
Yeah, people are incentivized. Absolutely right. The bottom line is what you've done is you've combined markets, because normally the companies in the direct selling or network marketing arena really are mostly focused on physical products. Am I right? So what do you think it is that's allowing this crossover to, it's not a digital product, it's viral, like you said.
Yeah, no, it's incredibly viral. And, very few people realize that we have a tremendously high customer count. We have a lot of people here playing games and spending money in the games that don't make money in the games, because we give them things with our product that they can't get elsewhere. But you brought up a great point about physical products and some of the unique advantages that our opportunity allows. When you think about buying our product and not have to pay shipping and sales tax and all that other kind of stuff, and then wait for the product to arrive via FedEx or UPS and those types of things, and then maybe it's a nutritional product and they got to take it for 30 days before they actually see any results. Well, this is something they're already doing. They already love doing it. They're already sharing the games. Hey, they can instantly plug into the community and start benefiting from the community, both in entertainment value and in dollars.
Awesome. Krista, I can see you poking me there. Did you have a question? Or maybe, you know what, Lance? Why don't we do this? I mean, again, we're talking about it. We're talking about the opportunity. We're talking about the virability. Virability, is that even a word, Krista?
It sounds like something you need a prescription for.
I mean, Big just makes crap up, but
No.
Listen. If I'm confident enough, I'll sell the fact that virability is a word. But maybe we can do this. What do you think, Krista? Why don't we open up your back office, Lance, and why don't you kind of talk people through with Krista? Maybe we just start kind of the experience that they have when they first go, maybe the front page there, Krista. What do you think? You know, again, this is our first show, so and obviously we're trying to have Lance highlight without it being a slick presentation proposal. I can't stand that more than any.
Hey, Krista, why don't you go to the front of your website first?
Log out.
Has all kinds of pre-prepared. All right, let me do this. Let me click on her, and then you guide her on what you need. All right?
Perfect.
All right, you should be all set.
Okay, hey, Krista, why don't you go to the front of your website first? I want people to see this because every single premium gamer, which is a customer, and every single game ambassador gets their own website. So whatever their username is, it's part of their web address. If you can show them that, I want to show them kind of how this all starts first.
I need like the on hold music in between these screens here. do, 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 do. All right, bear with us, folks. Here we go.
It's
all right, Lance. It's your show.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so Krista, if you could show your screen there. Everybody gets a website identical to this website that you're seeing, and it's going to have your name on it. It's going to say, "Welcome to the website of," with your name. And so whether you're using the sharing tools inside of the mobile games or the mobile app, or whether you're actually sending a message to somebody on Facebook, picking up the phone, emailing out to your list, whatever you're doing, you can actually send them a link directly to your website to learn more. There's a brief video there on the homepage of the website. There's a list of our games. There's even an overview of how people can earn money as well. And so that's where it all starts. Now, up in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see a join button. And anybody that wants to go ahead and join can do so. They can join as a customer or they can join as a game ambassador. So they do that. Now, once they click on that join button and they actually complete the transaction, you're going to see that person in your back office. Excuse me, the back office is where you're actually going to be able to track not just everybody that you referred, but everybody they referred, everybody those people referred, and so on and so on and so on. And anytime they make a purchase of game loot tokens, you're going to be able to see those commissions you've earned in real time. And so there's some really, really cool stuff. If you go, why don't you go ahead and log into the back office now, Krista, and we'll show them a little bit of that. Okay, so Krista just logged into her back office, and in the back office here, you guys are going to be able to see, you can see some advertisements there. We're having a huge kickoff event. If you look in the middle of the screen where it says "See you at the party," that's the top of the Link Hotel. It's a brand new Caesars property. It's an unbelievable location. It's literally feet from the Strip. You could reach out and touch the Strip from that location, but it's entirely LED. Friday night, we're going to have a huge party there. We got some amazing things, not just happening at the party, but also the next night after the event as well. We'll talk about the event here shortly, but on the left-hand side here, you're going to be able to see a lot of different options. Let's go to the My Downline link there, Krista, and then go over to the Matrix options, and then let's first start off with the Matrix Viewer. Now here, you're going to be able to see those people in your group that you've personally referred and then who they've referred. And now I don't know if you guys have had an opportunity to see the compensation plan yet, but it all starts with 3 people. And so you'll see those first 3 people in the first row, then those 3 have an opportunity to get their 3 people, and you see 9 on the second row and so on. And if you want to enroll somebody and even place them underneath somebody, you just click on an open position and you can enroll them right there. So very, very simple. But if you really want to get down and dirty and see, like Krista's team, she's got a bunch of people on her team already. I know Bigg's got a ton of people on his team. Only been in the business for a week or so. But go ahead and click on that My Downline button again, and then go to matrix options, and advanced genealogy. Now here, you're going to be able to filter through level after level after level, order after order. You're going to be able to search and sort by rank. You're going to be able to search and sort by how many people have gotten in the last 7 days, the last 14 days, the last 30 days, and so on. And you can see who's ordered. You can see on that right third of the web page there, you're going to see people that have ordered packages and the volume that's created as a result of that. So lots of information back there that you can really drill down into. And then if you go to the My Earnings tab, just under My Downline, you can see the weekly and monthly bonuses. And Krista, you don't have to get too far in depth on your commissions. I'm sure that's a private matter, but we don't want the IRS viewing this video. So anyway, you can actually click on the preview link on any of those recaps and even get a specific dollar amount that you received on every single member. So tremendous amounts of information here for you to review, whether it's monthly or weekly. But I want to show you guys one more thing. These are the monthly commissions. I want you guys to see what we refer to as the marketing arcade. If you go there to the left underneath the payment portal, the marketing arcade, it's included when you're an active game ambassador. You actually get the marketing arcade, and this marketing arcade has tremendous amounts of marketing materials for online marketing and offline marketing. If you click on the marketing links button, there you can see all the different capture pages that you can choose from that you can market with. There's lots of landing pages if you want to bypass the capture page. There's different videos that you can lead with, different messaging. So lots of resources and assets for you to market with there. There's offline print materials. There's social media marketing tools. There's banners for online advertising. All kinds of different stuff in your marketing arcade. And then for some of you advanced marketers, if you go down to advanced settings, you can actually get some tracking pixels and those types of things included for all your tracking, so you can track all of your conversion and traffic and those types of things.
Lance, I think right here, maybe Krista, you can hear. Maybe you can hop in and kind of just second what Lance was just saying. The back office in the marketing arcade, when you sign up as an ambassador, meaning that you want to be a distributor for Game Loot Network, probably one of the best that we've ever seen. Wouldn't you concur, Krista?
Absolutely. It's got everything that I look for as a marketer, because I like things that are really automated. So in driving traffic, cold traffic, or if I'm using revenue sharing programs, it has everything. It's got the banners for me. It's got the autoresponder, the capture pages, and I can choose. I have a selection, so I can choose what I like, and that's what I like about this system. It's fully automated, and it's so easy to use. Everything back here is very, very easy to use.
So, Krista, let's go back to that marketing. Is that marketing back office tab? Right now, you're in your commission. I know you want to show off your commission. Stop showing off to everybody and all.
No,
again, also remember, results not typical, okay? Because we bust our butt to work with our team. We're very team-oriented. So again, results not typical. It's all based on how hard you work. And again, make sure that you check out all the terms in the back office. Earnings, all of those things are never promised, never guaranteed. It's all based on working the system. But I can tell you that the system allows you to work it, meaning that if you sign up at the ambassador level, one of the things, and you can kind of go a little more detail about this. I know that you guys were very focused on this part of it. Not only the games, fantastic, but you also, in working with distributors, correct, Lance, we're very cognizant of the fact that most programs or companies out there kind of leave distributors hanging when it comes to how you actually get the word out there and market. Am I correct?
No question. And for us, we did it for not just to help the distributors out and make them more effective, but from a business standpoint, if you don't provide quality marketing tools for the field, they're going to go out and create them on their own. And when that happens, you run into a compliance nightmare, and it jeopardizes the opportunity for everybody. So what you guys see right now in the back of the marketing arcade is just the beginning. That's always going to be a work in progress. Everything, I mean, we're kicking off Spanish here by the end of the month, so that all of your marketing materials, the videos, everything's done in Spanish. We're going to have multiple languages available back there. But if we can provide high-quality marketing tools and a marketing system that actually works, we know that we're not going to put our ambassadors in a position where they go out and create their own and maybe not be 100% compliant. And so we've done this for a couple different reasons, and people, experienced online marketers, love this system. This system was built by some guys that are not only experts in network marketing but also in online marketing. And what you guys are seeing now is literally just the tip of the iceberg of things that are going to be coming week after week, month after month. This thing is always going to be improving.
Yeah, no, it's pretty awesome. Krista, just quickly, because a lot of people, the great thing is you can combine cold marketing with warm marketing. And Krista, if you just tap on there on some of the drop cards and flyers and stuff like that, and what's great about that is these have a great thing where people can just basically with their cell phone capture the and now I'm losing my train of thought on what that is. You know what I'm talking about, Lance? Talk about it. Where people
QR
don't have
code.
to actually QR code. There you go.
I'm here for a reason.
Yeah, you are. You're about to. When Lance is done with your back office, Krista, I know you got a bunch of questions because again, we being that we are distributors, Lance, we do have questions, obviously, from the distributor side. But let's go ahead and have you talk about this warm, cold market thing and some of these other things that people are used to.
Absolutely. I mean, these tools here are good for any type of marketer. I don't care if you're marketing online. Why not do this offline too? Because it's so easy. The little pull tabs there on the item that you can print off, it automatically includes your usernames, and it's just some really, really simple but powerful, proven offline marketing materials that actually works. And it drives people back to your online assets, which is your marketing arcade capture pages and that sort of thing. So even an inexperienced online marketer can use those tools and the system itself to drive traffic offline back to their capture pages. So really, really cool stuff.
Awesome. So now let's go back, Krista. Let's go back to your opening there, where it shows the event. You keep wanting to brag about your commissions and all like that. I understand. Again, if you're, I know exactly. If you're watching this for the first time live and someone shared the link with you, make sure you get back to them. I know you're excited by now to be a part of this, but we want to make sure that you work with that person that shared the link with you. If you are watching this on replay because you couldn't catch it live, because I know we're all over the world right now, and in the UK it's like 2, 3 o'clock and record it for people. Make sure you get back to the person that shared the link with you, because again, to us it's all about team, and I know Lance feels the same way, and that's why they're so excited, because not only is this growing, but it's growing the correct way, meaning that everyone is focused on helping people get their 3 so that that person can then help their 3 get their 3. So let's kind of cover this a little bit, Krista, and I know you've got a couple of questions going back to, because with such growth there's going to be issues that come up. We've seen it before with other companies. So Lance, maybe you just want to touch on this again. What exactly would people be doing if they attended this kickoff event?
Well, the kickoff event's October 14th through the 16th in Las Vegas. It starts on a Friday night, and it's going to be nonstop through Sunday. And the Friday night event, the Friday night kickoff party is going to be at a location called the Vortex, which is on top of the link. It's a rooftop open-air facility. The entire roof is LED lighting display. I mean, it's just such a killer. If you haven't seen it, go to Google, look at their images, and check out the Vortex at the link. Matter of fact, you can see the Ferris wheel at the link as well in that initial picture. But she's pulling some pictures up here. I want you guys to see this in Google Images. Yeah, click on any of those. You can see the rooftop facility there. Just some really cool. I mean, can you imagine at night with a DJ, some live acts, some drawings, some prizes, all kinds of stuff happening on that rooftop overlooking the strip. That's going to be our kickoff party, and that's going to be happening Friday night. So if you make plans, make sure you're there in time for that kickoff party, which is going to start around 7:30 Friday night, and we're going to go until midnight. Then all day Saturday, it's going to be an event like you've never attended before. This isn't an event where you get talked to all day. This isn't an event where you actually show up in a suit and tie and you take notes and all those types of things that you normally do at these types of events. This event is going to be about some groundbreaking announcements, tremendous recognition, lots and lots of cool stuff. It's just going to be a flat-out blast. And then that night, we're going to have a night full of entertainment for you guys. And it's Las Vegas-style entertainment. I mean, it's next-level stuff that you have not seen at these types of events before. So the whole weekend is just going to be dynamic. It's going to be something. And here's the best part about it, Big, is you're going to be able to say, hey, you know what? You remember that first event they had to kick this thing off? I was there. So, you know, as this thing explodes all over the world, you're going to be able to say you were one of the first ones there. You see the Ferris wheel that's part of that facility. We could not have a better facility to kick this event off for the type of company we are.
You know what's amazing? You know what's amazing, my man? What's amazing is there are going to be 1,000 people there, all excited to raise up and start hitting people with the money hammer, because the stuff, just a little bits of things that you shared on me with our conversation yesterday have got me excited, and some of the stuff they're rolling out is just going to blow people away. We're excited now, and as he said, this is all just the tip of the iceberg, you know. And one of the amazing things why we really tell people to get to live events, Krista, you can stop sharing if you want to come out. Talk to people from your standpoint, why people want to get to live events like this. Why don't you know? We got to see your pretty face when you tell us, because she's going to hit you with the money hammer, but from a different, you know, again, she's going to bake cookies and hit you with the cookies. Go ahead, Krista. I was just saying, why are we telling people that if you join up with Game Loot Network that you want to get to a live event like this? Not only because it's the first event, but why is it so important?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm always afraid I've got it on mute, but the thing about going to these live events is really it gives you an opportunity to meet other marketers and affiliate yourself with people and learn from people and get an inside scoop and get personal relationships with people who you work with. And those relationships will serve you in so many ways, whether it's like you're learning from somebody, whether it's to do with marketing, or you don't know where it's going to lead down the road. So it's always great to have these affiliations with people and to experience things for yourself, because it adds value to you as a marketer. And when you increase your value as a marketer, people seek you out. So to me, that would be the biggest reason, and of course for the party.
Yeah. Notice how she slipped that in there at the end, Lance. And of course for the party.
Yeah.
So Krista, I know, I mean, we covered so much, and I know we were hitting you with a fire hose, showing you the back office and showing you all the marketing materials, and, you know, hitting you up with the event out there for the people watching it. It's because so much is going on. But the great thing about this is once you sign up, you know, at the ambassador level, but to become a distributor, there's all kinds of training that's going on. You know, before Krista, I know you have a couple of questions. Lance, can you just quickly touch on the corporate calls that you guys do weekly and the opportunity calls?
Yeah, well, every Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, we do what's called a corporate update call. And this is an opportunity for us at corporate to give the updates that happened the previous week or that's coming the following week. And so it also gives us a chance to recognize some people as well. So typically those corporate calls have, currently they started off the first week with 50 or 60, and now they're up over 500 or 600 on those corporate update calls. But it really gives us an opportunity to, you guys just to hear from us at corporate, where we're not just inside our closed offices and closed doors, doing business. We want to be out there in the field, and the best way for us to do that is on those conference calls. And so I love having those. Every night at 8 p.m. Central Time, we also have an opportunity call, where we have leaders in the company talking. It's a 20-minute presentation on the opportunity of Game Loot Network. So Tuesday through Sunday, that happens every night at 8 p.m. Central as well on that same phone number. So I want to encourage people to use that as a resource to get people that may have shown some interest on that call to listen and hear an overview about that and get their questions answered. So anyway, that's a little bit about that. I think Krista had some questions that maybe weren't answered yesterday on our phone call, Big. Maybe I can help her with those.
Yeah, I definitely said I would give her a chance to ask these questions because they're important from a distributorship or an affiliate standpoint. So go ahead, Krista, because I know a lot of people are probably thinking the same thing. Wow, they're having all this huge growth. That spells problems for a lot of companies. Go ahead, Krista.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we've had exponential growth with our team. And I guess one of the things that we would like to know is what plans do you have in terms of bringing forth some cutting-edge technology and customer service for the affiliates?
Yeah, great question. That's our highest priority is servicing not just the customers but also the game ambassadors as well, or what you're referring to as affiliates. And it's not just picking up a phone or answering a support ticket. It's much bigger than that. It's being able to have a platform where we can properly train and communicate with everybody as a whole. And so we've got several systems that we're working on that's going to make that a lot more efficient for us. Part of that system is our support ticket system, which is the fastest way to get support. Our phones are packed, and typically a 30-second issue can be handled on a support ticket. It takes 5 to 10 minutes on a phone call because the other questions or conversations on a phone call. So we highly recommend support ticket. It also allows us to track the communication and manage our customer service agents when we can view the support ticket history. So try to do that if you can. But our future plans the rest of this month is going to include what we call training modules. And we're going to be doing those live and recorded, and they're all going to be a part of a library that we're building towards what I refer to as a learning management system. And this learning management system is a really, really cool system that we're building, and it's actually going to incentivize people to complete these little 5 to 7 minute training modules, take a little 6 to 8 question test, and if they watch the video, pass the 6 to 8 question test, we're going to give them tokens to do so. So we're going to incentivize them to go through there and learn about the business, learn about their back office, learn about the compensation plan, all those things they need to learn. And the more we can incentivize people to do that, the less we're going to keep off of our customer service agents and off of our phone systems. And so all these, typically 90% of the questions that come in could have been handled through a proper learning and training system. And so that's what most of our resources are focused on right now. In addition to scaling our customer service agents, our bilingual resources, our trilingual resources in some cases as we add more and more languages, and then even outsourcing to different call centers around the world in different time zones as we really focus our efforts in other countries as well.
Perfect, perfect.
Awesome.
And
Now,
when do you,
I was going to say, Krista, why don't you, when you started to say around the world, you had a question, Krista, about the countries that are available and what countries may be rolling out.
yes,
Correct?
yes.
I'm just trying to look at my notes. Go ahead, ask that question. Yeah.
Yeah, that was something that come up with us because we are global marketers. So we have networks in all different countries with huge teams that we'd love to bring on board here. But there is, we are seeing some limitations with the countries. Just wondering when all countries will be on board so that we can start infiltrating and spreading our wings a little bit more.
Yeah, it's a good question, and we are getting a lot of push from people to open up other countries, and that's something we absolutely intend on doing. But I want everybody to realize that for us to open a country, we have to be equipped to do that. Because if we open up a country and then you guys spend all your advertising dollars to get people on board, and then we can't properly service those people, then it's just temporary for not just you guys, but for the company as well. So currently, the countries that we're open in that you can onboard people are the United States, Canada, Mexico, Philippines, India, United Kingdom, Australia, and the Bahamas. And so primarily English-speaking countries. And then we'll be adding more and more, especially the South American countries, Central American countries, as we bring on Spanish, those will open up as well very, very quickly. Then we'll start getting into Europe and Asia after that.
Okay. But there's no timeline?
I can tell you the month and the day. I just can't tell you the year, Krista.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great question, and it's something that people want answers to, obviously, because everyone that we're showing this to is seeing the viability. There goes that word again, of it, and people want to get involved in other areas. But I can also see that you guys are doing it right, Lance, in the fact that you said you want to make sure that you have the customer service and the systems in place, especially if you're going to open it up to all these countries, because you don't want the basically what I like to call service wedgies on the back end and people having a bad experience.
Exactly.
Correct? That's what I hear you saying.
Well, that and being able to effectively collect money and pay money in those countries, being registered. South Korea is a great example. If you're not registered in South Korea, the people that are promoting in South Korea are at risk because they're promoting an opportunity that's not registered, and so those people are at risk. And so we owe it to the people that are, putting their faith and efforts and money into this company to dot all our I's and cross all our T's.
Now, speaking of dotting I's and crossing T's, a lot of you out there watching, have had some bad experiences, in the past and most recently with a lot of companies, as I say, huge amount of growth, and then suddenly, a year, 18 months later, they're no longer around. Lance, why don't you talk about, what I'm hearing from what you're saying is you guys are it's not being cautious, it's just being prudent, and you guys are working with some very big and well-known names, not only as far as your network marketing or direct sales attorney, but also your head of compliance. So maybe you can touch on that a little bit, because I know that's important to me, I know that's important to Krista and a lot of our team, and I think it should be important to a lot of people out there if this is actually your business. So maybe you can talk about that and why you guys took such steps to work with these names. And once you talk about it, I think people can go look it up and they'll understand why I like what you're about to say.
Yeah, no, we have a term here at the home office, and regardless which consultant we're talking to at the time, whether it's a new banking relationship we're working on, our term that we like to use is we like to hit the ball down the center of the fairway. We don't believe in gray areas. We don't believe in shortcuts. We want to do things right because we want to do things long term, and that's the only way you can do things long term. And so one of the very first decisions we made when we rolled this out is we engaged Kevin Thompson. He's probably the #1 direct sales attorney in the country right now. We also engaged Troy Dooley. He's a huge advocate for MLM. He's an MLM watchdog. He's a great PR person. He's a tremendous advocate for compliance. He's also very active in compliance with our company as well. And these guys are active every single day in Game Loot Network, protecting this opportunity for everybody. And so whether it's those two or others in the near future in different parts of the country and the world, that's what we're always going to strive for is the best of the best.
Awesome. Chris, did you have a follow-up to that? I see you shaking your head. Yes.
No, I was just agreeing with him.
Because it is important, correct?
But yeah,
we've
I was thinking in my head, well, this just goes to show, the plans in place for longevity of the business, and this is something that I look for, and I know it's something that's very important to my team too. If we're putting the effort into building this, we want to earn a nice passive residual income from this for months and years to come, not just build and then, have it taken away from us in a month or in 2 months or in 3 months. So I like where you're going with this and the plans that you have in place.
Well, thank you, Krista. Yeah, no, we all want the same thing. We want to be around for a long time. I've seen so many companies, especially when they first start hitting momentum, they just want to pour more gas on the fire, and they think having a nice toasty fire is great, but if you get too big or you get too close to it, it's going to burn you, and it's going to burn the place down, and we do not want that. We'd rather grow a little bit slower for a longer period of time than just have this thing burn big and bright and then burn out.
Absolutely, absolutely, because even the money hammer can't save you then when you're on fire. So Lance, I want to thank you for covering a lot of information tonight, and we have about 5 minutes left because we always make the show an hour for people to follow. So I want to ask you one last question and give you time to kind of, wrap up your thoughts. You've talked about a lot of different things. We went through not only how you got started and when Game Loot Network kicked off, but we also shared Krista's back office. We went through all the stuff that's available. We talked about being a gamer. We talked about stepping up and being a distributor, being an ambassador. We talked about the ability to have people join your team. And the idea is once you get 3, you can basically share in the revenue of the company. And that's all wonderful. Again, nothing's ever guaranteed. The idea is to create this distributorship of basically direct salespeople, as well as all the revenues you guys are getting from the games. All sounds wonderful, but we're still talking from a distributor standpoint. So let me ask you a question and have you really kind of dig into it for the next 2 to 3 minutes and talk to us as distributors. Most of the people watching this show are interested in coming on board on a team, whether it be our team or another team, to be a distributor and spread the word about Game Loot Network. Certainly you excite people when you talk about that Vegas event. What's the most important thing that you, as the CEO, would like distributors to know about Lance Baker, the person, not the CEO, okay? And then about Game Loot Network, your company. What's the most important thing if you're speaking to a distributor like us? And you're speaking to Chris and I, so go ahead.
Yeah, I appreciate you putting me on the spot like that, Big.
Yeah, no problem. What a way to end with, and you got to do it in 3 minutes.
Yeah, maybe you can ask me my weight or something less personal after that. But no, I appreciate that opportunity. It's interesting that question because people say, hey, the CEO, and even on this call, hey, we got the CEO on tonight, and I'm not. Yeah, I'm the CEO by title, and I just happen to sit at the top of this thing, and I was fortunate enough to have the vision, but I'm just a guy. I'm a regular guy, and I'm no smarter or probably any dumber than a lot of people that are watching this right now. But one thing that I really, really, really always strive for every single day, I tell people, hey, one of my few skills is developing relationships. But I'm even better at never violating those relationships. And when you do that with the relationships, you attract tremendous people. And that's what we've been really, really fortunate to do. We've got guys here at corporate that have tremendous amounts of experience in the business world, in the software world. I've got guys all around the world that I've managed to develop relationships with. And again, that I haven't violated those relationships. And you know what you get when you do that? You get everybody buying in and working toward the same vision. This isn't working for somebody. This is working towards something. And that's what we're all doing here at the home office. That's the kind of culture we're trying to build with the game ambassadors is, hey, you know what? This isn't me talking to you or at you. This is me wanting to work with you. And we want to compensate you very well for that. And we know that, hey, without you guys, we're nothing. As a matter of fact, the last 13 months of the beta period, when we were actually testing, we knew then that, hey, unless we turn on marketing and we're ready, we're going to be the greatest story never told. And after that, when we launched with this compensation plan and we actually started getting the word out slowly, and then it took off, we knew that, hey, we cannot let this thing make our heads big. And so every single person that works here, I've personally told them that, hey, if you see me becoming that guy, that his head's getting big, he's starting to act different, he's violating the principles that he's built this company with, then feel free to call me out on it, because I'd never, ever want to become that guy. And I always want to be the guy that's working and locking arms with people, not talking down to them and acting like they work for me. I don't care if they're an employee here in the office or somebody out in the field. I just want to be a regular guy. That's what I've always been. But we got a lot of good people with great character, all working very, very hard toward the same thing. And I really, really hope that resonates, and we get that same kind of culture in the field too. And you guys are great indications of that. And I really appreciate you guys having me on.
Lance, we appreciate it. Krista, I'm sure I don't have to put words in your mouth. Go ahead.
Thank you, Big. No, I really, really like where you're coming from with that. Not that it really surprised me, I guess, but relationships are so important for building businesses and building your network and, life in general. So knowing that you come from that stance and, that's your vision, and it really means a lot to me as an affiliate, and I'll let you know too if I think you're getting too big for your britches.
Well, thank you, Krista.
Absolutely, absolutely. See,
I know Big. He'll let me know for sure.
I'll chest bump you, but I'll also take you down. But anyway, listen, no, we want to thank you. It's about that hour. When the popcorn bin is empty and my glass of water is also empty, that means it's the end of the show. So on behalf of myself, Big, your boy here, and my co-host, Krista, always smiling, Krista, we want to thank you, Lance, for joining us. We appreciate you spending the time. We also want to thank all of you out there watching. Now, here's the thing. The format going, and I'm going to be right back to you, Lance, so that you can give some parting words for people. But starting next week, the format of the show is set up a little bit differently. Tonight we wanted to kick off the very first show with our man Lance, a regular guy who also happens to be CEO, as he said, and tell you all about, from his point of view, about why he's so passionate about Game Loot Network. You saw why Krista and myself are so passionate. And this show going forward is all about sharing regular people out there who've come into the Game Loot Network system, and they're going to share their story. Starting next week, we're going to bring on 2 people each and every week. So if you feel that you want to be on the show going forward so you can talk about your experience, you can talk about, and you can also give a shout out to your team. That's what we're here for. The bottom line is we're never going to have any links that we're going to share on here, any personal links, anything like that. It's all about you. It's all about Game Loot Network. It's about empowering distributors like yourself, getting the word out, letting people know. Occasionally, we might also be able to have my man Lance pop in, and I'm going to be sending his own version of the Money Hammer. It's going to be orange and green. Orange and green. It's just green right now, but no, we want to thank you. So, Lance, any final parting words before we take them out, shut the lights out, and call it a night?
Yeah, just one thing real quick. If you make a decision, whether you join us or not, make sure you get your questions answered and move quickly. Because, guys, I can promise you everybody else is moving quickly. We hear story after story of people saying, man, if I had just called you sooner, I'd have had you. And that person that they missed out on put in a few hundred people. That story, in 70 days, I've heard that story 100 times, I bet. Because it's moving quick. I don't care if it's moving by phone or by Pony Express or by email or whatever it is. It's moving very, very, very quickly, so do not delay. Get your questions answered and move. So I can't wait to meet everybody out the event as well.
All right, Krista.
Hey.
What say you? What say you?
I want a pink money hammer.
A pink money hammer. It's on its way. On behalf of everyone, myself, Krista, and our guest and the man himself, Lance Baker, we want to thank you. Thank you for joining us for the hour and spending it with us. We know you could have spent it anywhere, but you chose to spend it with us, and we certainly appreciate that. If you end up joining our personal team, make sure that you reach out to us. We're always accessible. If you work with anyone else, also make sure they're accessible, because your success depends on your team being accessible and working together, because Lance touched on it. That's what's important about this. That's what's different about this, are the people involved and the fact that it's real relationships, and you can see the passion not only from corporate but also the team and the people that are joining now. On that note, it's your boy Big, my co-host Kristen, our special guest Lance Baker, and we'll see you on next week's Game On, Get Paid Power Hour. Boom! Hit you with the money hammer. See you next week.
See you guys.